So let's not say goodbye, but till we meet again.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most humiliating times news reporters lost everything while on air.
This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable. I think it's the wrong road to go down.
Number 10, Angel Cardenas.
So no one is out here to tell me which car I can't go in, because some of these are off limits. So I'm gonna live on the wild side. Tell me what you think about this pose right here, Tina.
Sacramento reporter Angel Cardenas was getting the lowdown on an upcoming classic car show when, after noticing that he was alone in a room full of beautiful cars, he decided to make himself right at home, climbing on one car and possibly denting another.
What year is this thing? I think it's a 1950, 99, yeah, right. And
Oh no!
Oh, I hit that other car.
Oh no.
Angel.
Cardenas was fired, obviously, but we can't help but wonder if he wanted to be fired the whole time acting like this. Like, the dude didn't even tuck his shirt in before going live on TV. He was either trying too hard or not trying enough.
I would get off that now.
Oh no, he told me to get off. Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble. Back to you guys.
Bye.
Number 9, Natasha Exelby. While you might not know her name, you may have seen her viral clip. Natasha Exelby is a journalist who once worked for ABC Australia News. During one live show, the camera cut back to her while she was mindlessly playing with her pen.
Now to sport with Meredith Sheehan.
Exelby quickly realized her error with a big reaction and immediately went to segue into the next segment. While the clip was widely shared on social media as a funny clip, it was no laughing matter for Exelby. Since she was freelancing at the time, ABC Australia chose not to offer additional on-air shifts. Exelby's treatment after the pen incident earned her more support than jeers from her industry peers. Number 8, AJ Clemente.
Filed this one under so funny he should have kept his job. Rookie newscaster Clemente was on his first day at the anchor desk and super stressed when he dropped an F-bomb just as the show was going live. And the rest is viral video infamy. It was so popular that AJ even did a media tour talking about the epic gaffe.
Because you're man enough to face the music. You've been on this show, you've been on a lot of shows, you've been on the Twitter and the face feed and all of that stuff. If you want to, you should be offered that job back.
And while we understand why AJ couldn't have kept his job in live TV after such a careless mistake, we're still laughing at this video all these years later. And seeing as this single video has brought us so much joy, we really hope AJ landed on his feet after being canned and is enjoying a happy, healthy life.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
FYI. I know that's your favorite form of TV.
Number 7, Tex Antoine.
Hello, I'm Tex Antoine, and I'd like to talk to you about the best way to feed your dog.
Even without formal training in meteorology, Antoine became a fixture in local U.S. weather reporting for decades. He was known for meshing entertainment into his reports. However, in 1976, Antoine's storied career came crashing down. While working for WABC, he made a highly insensitive joke about assault right after a harrowing news story about a child being assaulted aired. Soon, the station was flooded with complaints from viewers, and WABC suspended Antoine. Although many people called for his firing, the network eventually brought him back in a non-TV role. However, when Antoine's contract expired in 1977, WABC chose not to renew it. He later found brief work at a different station before passing away in 1983. Number 6, Chris Cuomo.
What I'm saying is, you have these employers, the agro companies, the other big manufacturers, they take them in because it's cheap labor. And they get away with it all the time.
After moving to CNN and getting his own show in 2018, everything seemed to be going well for Chris Cuomo. When his brother Andrew, the governor of New York, was accused of harassment, Cuomo seemingly did the right thing by publicly stating he wouldn't discuss the story due to a conflict of interest.
I said point blank, I can't be objective when it comes to my family. So I never reported on the scandal. And when it happened, I tried to be there for my brother.
Yet behind the scenes, it was apparently another matter. In 2021, it was discovered that Cuomo had used his connections and experience to advise Andrew on his response, and he'd collected information on the accusers. This horrific breach of journalistic ethics caused CNN to suspend Cuomo. This, on top of assault allegations against Cuomo himself, caused the network to ultimately fire its former prized host.
Now having to deal with something I haven't had to deal with in so many years, which is, now what?
Number 5, Dan Rather. When it comes to iconic names in news, it doesn't get much bigger than Dan Rather. He anchored CBS Evening News for over 2 decades and won 8 Peabodys. Unfortunately, his legendary career was overshadowed by an incident in the mid-2000s. In 2004, Rather reported on the Killian documents. These memos were supposed to be official proof that George W. Bush had a rocky stint as a member of the Texas Air National Guard.
We also presented documents for the first time which indicated that once Mr. Bush was accepted into the Guard, he failed to live up to the requirements of his service, including following an order.
However, it was quickly revealed that these memos were a modern forgery. The affair severely tarnished Rather's reputation with the network.
Those were facts, and that was true. Because it was true, those who wanted to discredit the story had to attack the process by which we got to the truth. And they successfully attacked us on that.
After retiring as an anchorman, he was fired from CBS entirely. While he went on to other ventures, his career with the big network was seemingly damaged beyond repair. Number 4, Lara Logan. For a while, South African journalist Lara Logan had a good career, and even served as chief foreign affairs correspondent for CBS. But everything collapsed on October 27, 2013, when she appeared on 60 Minutes to report on the 2012 Benghazi attack. Logan's report was riddled with factual errors. After the incident, she apologized on CBS This Morning for her shoddy journalism and blamed an inaccurate source in the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi.
The most important thing to every person at 60 Minutes is the truth. And today the truth is that we made a mistake. And that's very disappointing for any journalist. It's very disappointing for me.
She was forced to take a leave of absence and later left CBS entirely. Logan then fell into far-right beliefs and started speaking publicly about various conspiracy theories. She also landed a job at Fox News, but she was fired by them as well in 2022. Number 3, Chris Matthews.
The man in the White House is behaving now like a character on that old detective show, Columbo. He's acting like one of the bad guys.
Best known for his political roundtable show Hardball with Chris Matthews that launched in 1997, this host's involvement in politics and journalism actually goes back decades. So after a long career in the public eye, Matthews was already at the point of contemplating retirement. But a bizarre rant likening Bernie Sanders' Nevada caucus win to the Nazi invasion of France brought on his retirement much sooner than planned.
I'm reading last night about the fall of France in the summer of 1940, and the general, Renault, calls up Churchill and says, "It's over." And Churchill said, "How can it be? You got the greatest army in Europe. How can it be over?" He said, "It's over."
His comments sparked calls for resignation and coincided with a new column published about inappropriate comments he'd allegedly made towards journalist Laura Bassett. Facing the fire from 2 fronts, Matthews met with his bosses at MSNBC and later resigned on air after offering apologies for his behavior.
Compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay. We're never okay. Not then and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry.
Number 2, Don Lemon. Journalist Don Lemon had been steadily working in news since 2006 when he joined CNN as a correspondent. But at certain points in his career, he drew criticism for his negative opinions about women. Everything came to a head on February 19, 2023. On that day, Lemon criticized politician Nikki Haley by saying, quote, "A woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait. That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s.
This comment earned Lemon widespread condemnation.
He apologized, but the damage was done.
It also sparked a report from Variety, which showcased his history of misogynistic behavior. He was subsequently fired on April 24, 2023. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Brian Williams.
I did not set out to in any way change the chronicle of what happened to us.
With the news industry in such a precarious place in the era of social media over the past decade, finding out that respected newsman Brian Williams lied in order to make his reporting sound more heroic came as an epic letdown in 2015.
On the ground, we learned the Chinook ahead of us was almost blown out of the sky. That hole was made by a rocket-propelled grenade, or RPG, fired from the ground.
Williams made up a story about him being on a helicopter that came under fire in Iraq in 2003, and the public and professional outburst when it was revealed this wasn't true forced NBC to suspend him for 6 months without pay.
I made a mistake in recalling the events of 12 years ago. It did not take long to hear from some brave men and women in the air crews who were also in that desert. I want to apologize.
After so many years at the helm of NBC's flagship news show and NBC Nightly News, Williams's fabrications led to his demotion to MSNBC, where he remained until his retirement in 2021. Have you ever caught a live reporting flub while watching the news? Let us know in the comments.
This was a bungled attempt by me to thank one special veteran and, by extension, our brave military men and women.